Okay guys, so this is video number 2 regarding importing your manuscripts, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import a PDF document, and along the way you'll find different techniques. Like I explained, importing manuscripts is a little bit of an art, and we'll use various techniques to import the document. So I haven't actually imported this, so this is the first time for myself, so bear with me, and basically I'm going to try and import this as quickly and efficiently as I can. So from the file menu I'm going to go import and then advanced import, okay, and that opens up this big dialog box. Now don't be frightened, this is the manual import dialog box, and I'll just explain basically how this is split up. So we have 3 sections here. We have the top section, which is split into 2, and then we have our bottom section, which is the editor itself. Now what will happen is we are going to open the file to import, and once we've opened it, the content of that file is going to be here. Then we're going to use these options, right, to basically pick the content and then transfer it over to the target, which is our UEC project. Okay, so source will be our imported document, or I should say the source is the document to import, and the target is our UEC project. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll go through these options as we're going along. Okay, so I'm going to say file open. Okay, so let me just bring the dialog box into the recording area. Okay, so what I did was I basically clicked this down. These are the extensions. So we've got Word, and then here's PDF. So we'll select PDF, and here is the document we want to import. So we'll select it and open it, and here it's telling us it's opening the file. So let's just be a little bit patient. Okay, so now that it's open, let's scroll down. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the magnification so we can see the actual document itself. So here is our the cover page, and then here's the title page. Now your PDF obviously will be slightly different, but what I want to get to is the table of contents. Okay, so here is the table of contents, and what I'm going to do is let me just zoom in so I can show you the table of contents. Okay, okay, so here we go. Alright, so I've given you a wizard, and we are going to build this table of contents, but using the wizard, which will make our life easier. Now I just want to point this one thing out, is that we have basically like a chapter, which is this one here, and then we have 3 sections underneath, and then we have step 2, which is a chapter, and then we've got 4 sections underneath. So if you can remember that, that's how this thing is actually split up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and reproduce the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to select my table of contents. I'm even going to select this because I'm going to show you something that you can do. Okay, so here is everything in the table of contents already selected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to, let me just move this back down so you can see all the options. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say edit, and then I'm going to go into table of contents. Okay, so what's happened is the selected text has been basically broken down into the table of contents here, and this dialog box is going to help you actually create the table of contents as quickly and easily as possible. Okay, so we have chapter and section, so that's what we're going to be doing. Now if you look over here, you'll find that there's a whole bunch of junk stuff, like this the period and then the 3 and all that. So we really want to remove all this, right? So the quickest way to remove this is basically to use this option. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove from a character to the end of line. So if we specify a character, it's going to find the first time this character appears, and then it's going to take out everything at that position and up to the end. That would probably be the fastest way of doing that, but before I do that, let me show you other ways of doing this. So say for example I wanted to get rid of the 3, okay? So what I would do is I'll show you a way of doing that several ways. What the first way would be to basically do a search and replace. So I would say a dot character or a period character, and I'm going to replace it with nothing. And let me just do it on one selected line so you see the effect. I'm not going to do it on these because I'm going to use this in a second. So I'm going to say search for the period and replace with nothing, and I click this. So all the periods have gone and I'm left with this 3 here. So I can say, and it only affected the selected line, right? So I'm going to say 3, right? And I'm going to replace it with nothing. So that's cleaned up. Now table of contents is really not it's really a title, so I want to remove this. So I just select it and I click the remove. So that's gone. Okay, perfect. Now let me go ahead and just clean up all these, and I'll show you the like I said, the fastest way of doing that is to say the period. So I want to find the period and I want to clean everything up on that period and after. So watch what happens. This is magical. Oops, actually I did it on the same line. Okay, I should have said all items. Okay, all items, watch. Boom. See that? All gone. So that's a really nice clean way of doing this. Now, if you recall, we had these as chapters, and then under step 1 we had a whole bunch of sections, right? Or sub-chapters. So here's the step 1, which is our chapter. Now I want to make these sections, so all you need to do is press the control key to do a multi-select. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to click this section button. So now they move over to the section. And same with this. So chapter 2, we've got blog, Twitter, all this. Now that's going to become section. Right, so you get the idea, right? You can actually, you can make any of this table of contents into your chapter and sections, like this. And I mean, I'll show you another way of doing this, a manual way. So there are, like I said, there are lots of ways to do this. You just have to pick the best and the easiest way of doing this. Okay. So now we have our chapters and we have our sections. Everything is done. Now what we want to do is we want to generate this into our project here. So all we need to do now is we need to click this generate table of contents or generate TOC option here. And then it warns you that yeah, you're about to generate. Are you sure? Oops, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that phone call. Anyway, and now watch this area here. It's something magical will happen here, right? So I'll say yes, and boom. So see, we created our table of contents, all done, right? Now all we need to do is we need to basically transfer the information from here into here. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and do that, right? So I'm going to bring this in again, and I'm going to go to the first place. Now here's another option. This is actually a footer, okay? But for PDFs, when a PDF gets opened in this wizard, it really doesn't act as a footer. It's just plain text. So if I go edit and remove all headers and footers, nothing is going to happen, okay? Which means that this is really not recognized as a footer, okay? So like I said, there are some things that can be automated and some things that cannot. So the simple thing to do here is basically you can just highlight and remove it, right? And bring in the content that way. Okay, so here's our introduction. So I'm going to click on introduction because I want to target the chapter and section as introduction, right? So I want to put this information in introduction. So first of all I'm going to select this option here, sorry, this table of content here, the item, and it tells me my target now is my introduction chapter. Okay, now let's go ahead and have a look at this and see how many pages. So this is page 1, and now we're going on to step 1. So basically the first page, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this because I don't need this in my page, and it's very simple. I can do this one of two ways. Okay, I can either highlight this whole page like this and select this option, but in this case, because we're on just one page, the quickest way is to say current page, and the current page is page 5, right? So the way you select the current page is basically click anywhere on the page and it will tell you my selected page is 5. Now what to copy? So we want to copy the current page, and where is it going on the target? Well, it's going in the introduction chapter. And how to paste the content? Well, we're going to overwrite the existing content. Well, technically there's no content here anyway, right? So we can choose that option, which is fine. Okay, so or we could have used insert at the top. In this situation it really doesn't make any difference, so we're going to keep this overwrite existing content, and we're going to click this green button here. Okay, so page 6 content pasted into introduction. Okay, now let me show you that. Okay, I'm going to move this out, and here we are in page 6, sorry, in our introduction page, and I'm just going to make this small so you can kind of see it. So see, our page came in. Now sometimes you might get a second page, right? Simply click on it and backspace, and that page is gone. Okay, so here's your page 1 done. Now let's move this wizard back into place, and we'll move on to the second one, which is step 1 of this. Okay, so let me just make that smaller so we can see it. So like we did before, we're going to select the target chapter, so we'll select this, alright, and then we are going to put our cursor here, and first of all we're going to see how many pages it spans. So that's 1 page. I can't really see. Pen names. Yeah, so setting up your profile. So here we have setting up your profile. Okay, so this portion is just the chapter. Okay, so I'm going to just highlight this portion, and I'm going to say selected content, and we're going to overwrite in the existing content here. Okay, done. Now let me move this out so I can show you. Alright, so here is the chapter. Now we're gonna, so here is the chapter. Now we're gonna do the section, right? Because we have a section called setting up your profile. So we're gonna select that, and then we're gonna actually select this portion here. Alright, and then we're gonna go down. Now I've kept it small because I really just, okay, up to pen name. So pen name is another chapter, so we're going to highlight, and because we're on this, we're just going to say overwrite. Done. Now we're going to go to pen name. Okay. And then obviously when you're doing this, you probably have it more maximized, but for this demo I'm just going to show you this. Now over here, yeah, so up to biography, right? Okay, done. Now I'm going to select this, and I'm going to say pen names, right? So we're in pen names. I think I screwed up. I think I put the pen names in this one. Anyway, not to worry, this is going to happen. So in biography we're going to put this in. Okay, now let me just move this out of the way, and if I go to pen names, right, I'm going to go to setup and pen names. I'm going to see that I have some cleanup to do. There's nothing in here. Setting up your profile. Okay, so let's do pen names again. Alright, so let's go back up. Here's pen names already. Oh, so we are on pen names. Okay, pen names. And then we're going to import. And now we're going to go into biography. I'm going to go biography now. So I select biography. And I'm going to go down here. And biography was just a very small section. So I select it, I'm on biography, I do that, and I'm done. Okay? Now, go on to step 2. So, here's step 2. Let me put my cursor right here, and I'm gonna see, and it says blog, okay? So here's, this bit is the chapter heading, which is set up your external promotion, okay? And then we've got blog, Twitter, so we'll go blog. Is this much? Blog. Is this? Then we've got Twitter. So we've got Twitter here. Make sure you select the right thing. Then we've got twins right, so right up to here. Then we've got Twins. Another great site. We'll do that, and then videos. Now I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you get the idea, right? Okay, so right up to here, and we're going to say select. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out of the way so you can see the all the stuff that we've done. Okay, so you can see how we're building this up, right? And there is some artifacts that come in. I mean, like I said, nothing is perfect, okay, because it's just the nature of the beast, and sometimes you just have to, you know, you have to clean up after the fact. So over here, this one didn't come out very well, and this is the footer, so I'm going to remove that. So you'll have to do a little bit of cleaning up, but as you can see, it's really not like a huge deal. A lot of it is kind of done for you. The formatting, you know, brings in the information correctly, and then you'll have to kind of go in and tweak this and make sure that, you know, like you have what you need. Okay, so that is the second video, how we imported the PDF document. Now in this particular situation, for the PDF, we basically use current page and selected content primarily. Now in the third video, I'm going to show you how you can select this one, page range, which is a really useful feature. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.